Hello, and welcome to Crusading Through Part 3. I'm Jim.
I'm Sam.
And this is the podcast that we do on Jokakaka, where we go through all of Stardust Crusaders, the manga.
Mm-hmm. Pretty good name, right?
Yeah, it's a great name.
Great name.
So, if you didn't watch episode 1, I'm not sure why, but this will be us going through Part 3 manga.
Mm-hmm.
We do spoil Part 3 if you, for some reason, haven't read Part 3.
Under a rock and just jumping into Part 3. You're one of those people who listen to people like, just skip Part 1 and 2. No, don't do that.
Yeah, don't skip parts in Jojo.
It's giving a shameful lust.
So in this episode,
Yes.
we'll be talking about chapters 4 through chapters 8.
Yes, the Kakyoin arc.
Yeah, basically
Kakyoin.
the Kakyoin arc, Kakyoin. So, overall impressions, what do we think?
I like it. I like the arc, but what these stands can do is completely like thrown out in this one fight.
There's a lot of little throwaway lines that like completely just are totally neglected.
Also, like, the worst setup for like a villain trying to take out our protagonist. It's so stupid. Like,
all right,
especially when you know what Kakyoin can do by the end of like part 3.
So okay, let's go through it a bit because there's a lot that we can just tear apart.
Yeah.
So
first thing, the first showing of the birthmark, because
yes,
it's the
first
anime
time in Jojo.
The anime showed it earlier just so they could have that continuity of them having a birthmark. But this is the first time, and it's very small in this.
It's funny because on our main characters, like on all of the Joestars, it's small. But then when they show it on Dio, it's like really big.
and like from then on, like the birthmark's pretty big on like the other Joestars.
So here's another funny thing about the Joestar birthmark is its position has like slowly migrated throughout the years.
Yeah.
Where if you read Part 8 now, you can see the birthmark from front-facing Gappy.
It goes over the shoulder.
Yeah, which is insane.
The evolution
because here we clearly see it's like on the lower nape of the neck, upper shoulder, I guess that's what you'd call that area. Also the tattoo that I want to get.
every JoJo fan wants.
I know, all the JoJo normies like me.
Imagine just like they just took like you have a birthmark of just whatever is in your last name, like a word is in your last name. Like a little like
you're trying to get me to dox myself.
A little thing of like black tar would literally be on my shoulder.
So just like a splash.
Yeah, just a splash. It's like a. Do they have like those like in like California? I remember in LA Noire they had like those tar pits.
Yeah, well that's also like yeah.
It would just be a tar pit, just like the picture of like the LA tar pits.
That'd be a pretty cool tattoo.
Yeah, it'd be a very specific birthmark. So yeah,
we also see Hermit Purple for the first time.
Yeah. Also, Avdol just says he was born with the stand. Like so many people are just born with the stand.
Yes, that's a really good catch.
Where like I was trying to think of like in the future part what do these enemies have their stands from? 3 has the you learned it's from the arrow very much. So, other than here or there, you learn. But part
4 is all from the arrow.
Arrow 5 is the arrow with Pulpo.
Yes, and then 6 is the arrow as well.
Pretty much.
We have the arrow is like, well, we have 6 is the arrow, but it's also Poochie.
Yeah,
because Poochie has the ability to steal and give stands.
Yeah.
So, but he's also like pretty deeply connected with the arrow because Dio like gave him the arrow and like is the reason why he got his stand. So I think it's the classic like thing I said last time where Araki just kind of wasn't sure about the rules.
Yeah.
So another thing, I can't remember if it came up because I just read this all in one bit. I don't know if it came up in this bit or before, but Dio mentions that he got his stand when he fused with Jonathan's body. Or
you got Jonathan. That's the whole theory of having Jonathan's stand of Hermit Purple as well.
He literally said that. Yeah, he got. Sorry, I lost train of thought. That he got his stand when he took over Jonathan's body. So I thought that was interesting.
That was more so just him having that connection to the Joestar family. His sense of like being able to feel them or know that they're watching him kind of thing.
The line that he said was literally, I'm going to try and get it. Yeah.
It just, a lot of people have that theory where, like, he probably has, when he hit up the arrow, he had to stand for himself, and then he had the Hermit Purple that he will have later on that I know he has.
They seem to know of my new life, and of this power I have gained by taking Jonathan's body, the stand. So he attributes getting his stand to getting Jonathan's body, not through any other means.
Because I was going to talk about this later, but it's also because they really hammer in that family, the Joestar family and other family members can, like, sense other ones.
Yes.
So yeah. I think it's just an extension on that as well. Just like that, now that he's, like, kind of, like, really, like, snap with the body of Jonathan, they can really sense each other.
You know, but he's like, at least the way I'm interpreting this, it sounds like his stand unlocked when he took Jonathan's body.
But he had Jonathan's body for like 100 years.
Did he though? We don't.
He died.
Maybe it took him 100 years to fuse to it.
But once he got out, he immediately like just slaughtered the entire boat. Essentially,
I'm just going by what the fucking translation says. They seem to know of my new life and of this power I have gained by taking Jonathan's body, the stand.
Because maybe like once he himself the arrow, that's when it unlocks the stand of him, and then that's when everybody in the family could sense it. That's when, like, you know, Jotaro started getting his Dark Platinum and all that stuff.
But he's saying here that he got the stand by taking Jonathan's body.
The stuff it's unclear.
So
there's posterior theory in the comments.
I'm pretty sure, like, in hindsight, we're supposed to imply that it's like Enya shot him with the arrow, and he got his stand that way.
Yeah,
but
all two of them.
Yeah, I don't. There's a lot of messiness in JoJo with birthmarks and such. But,
yeah.
I mean, I think it does. There is some sort of like intrinsic psychic link.
Yeah.
Between bloodlines. Yeah,
we got that. If you got to Part 5 anime, Trish was a major thing, had that as well.
Yeah, Trish could sense Diavolo. For some reason, the stand lineage travels through the blood, but it doesn't travel like through like genealogy. It literally, because when Dio pierced himself, that's when it unlocked. So it's
it's complicated. So before the chapter, we talk about the famous Kakyoin ability of drawing a gym drawing of having a good face with the body, and then he draws like a red mark and just his leg slices. But I wasn't sure. Maybe if he didn't show anything or didn't hit anything, but maybe this would be like an emerald splash, like just shooting at his leg.
So all right,
but it just looks like he just like slices it up.
I'm going to just like say it, and I'm just gonna say like there's no sense into what's happening here. This entire arc with Kakyoin, there are so many like little details that don't translate to his power. But I'm trying to think about if this was a chapter in Part 8, like because I'm reading Part 8 like monthly now. If I were to read this, okay, I'm gonna jump ahead a little bit. Go. So Kakyoin is seen with painting, so it seems like his power is through painting, which we know is not true.
Yes, it looks like a very Boingo-esque.
Yeah, it's a super simple, like it looks like I mean obviously Araki drew this, but it looks like how Araki draws the sketches a lot, where he'll draw a very rough body shape, but the pose is still like intact. And then later on we see him with a marionette, a very like that's strange, and
he didn't do it mainly. That's more so for just being a weird villain of the week kind of thing, just being like, ominous.
Yes, but also the marionette reacts when Hierophant Green gets attacked.
It just was
involuntarily.
It's just a symbol, like my stand is like a marionette.
That's the problem, though, because it's like, is it a symbol or is it supposed to be like? Because you could interpret it as a part of the stand.
It's him being a wacky weirdo, just being, look, what I'm doing is having the same time. Like, he's literally being the marionette. The Castana is a marionette. It's just him being a fucking weirdo.
It's a little. There's too much. Like there's too much happening.
The flesh bud is telling him to do this stupid plan. So yes.
Did you know if you zoom in really close to his hairline, you can't see the flesh blood?
Well, yeah, because he has. I put it in there. Like he has weird front hair tendrils.
He does,
and I'm pretty sure his earrings are different, aren't they? Because like I could swear it was just like the cherries, or like it was more so. Like,
I think this is an example of.
Or they're closer to the
design changing. Over time.
It actually looks more like a cherry and more so than it's just the two like.
It looks really creepy here. It doesn't even look like a cherry. It just looks like a fucking weird like.
Also colored to be his like his flesh color. Mm-hmm. So then we get to the
also Sam, you're missing the best part. What? All of the flocks of women that follow Jojo
having
around.
A harem is part of Jojo. Like Josuke had a little bit of a harem as well.
I love how cruel he is to them. It's so hilarious.
He's cruel to most women.
Also, there's just such a funny little
we'll get
like
more of that too.
He is cruel to women. There's such a funny undercurrent of this little like fan club that he has where there's like they all love him and the two girls start to fight over him, and then at the end after the whole thing the one girl's like, ooh, that Kakyoin guy is kind of cute, and then the other girl's like, I like Jotaro better. Like it's just
there's that one panel just them yelling like flat like like those kind of like, easy insults, but
it's really silly.
But there are some good, just like the whole like scene of Kakyoin going over to help him out, like when he did that to him, like this whole like it's very they have the whole suspense of just them giving glances at each other, which I love so much.
The one thing I have to say is kind of weird is Kakyoin looks really weird in this art. I think more than any other character, he looks really awkward, and I think he grows into. He looks very bored
in this, like the first encounter.
But I really do love, I love the little encounter where he hands the bandage.
He took the napkin.
Or napkin, yeah, it's fucking napkin. And it's just so fucking funny because like the one part where Jotaro's like, wait, hang on, and then he looks back and is like, I forgot to say thanks. It's just like this really awkward.
Kakyoin looking very Japanese as well. I think he's the only like full Japanese person in the crew.
Well, Polnareff.
Polnareff's French.
I know.
You doof.
Oh, Abdul.
Not Iggy's not, because he's from New York.
He is from New York.
So yeah, so we go to the school now, and the nurse is weirdly sexual. I'm not sure it's called by the possessions of like Kakyoin just made her like act like weirdly like sexual because like I'm gonna cut those pants off. I'm like, okay, overly attractive school nurse. So, totally not a porno start.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel really weird about this nurse. Like,
this is the early part. I'm just like, how much is this? It's just Kakyoin. Like, okay, so I wrote this down. So what is this?
What is
this? His stand doing? Like is it? I know it possesses him, but is it like just messing with her mind and like or eye? And like, he's altering her thing because and like I don't know because like there's scenes where she's still like can't you see it's a thermometer kind of thing and just like. Her kind of going crazy, but the stand's controlling her, possessing her.
I hate to say it, I have to go back to it. It just doesn't.
It just works.
It just works. It just works. Like, it doesn't correlate to anything that we understand Kakyoin's abilities to be.
Yeah.
I think that's an interesting idea of, like, is it supposed to be, like, a heightened version of her personality, or...
Is it just driving her crazy, like, a weird thing?
Because it seems like, I kind of agree with you, where it's, like, it sounds like it's just making her, like, act crazy. Like, she is still herself, but... Because she knows about, like, Jotaro, and she calls him Jojo, and...
Okay. Also...
She seems to know the other students.
Yeah. But also, I want to talk about Kakyoin's plan, though. So he's the napkin handkerchief says, I will kill you today with my stand, Jotaro. Like, signed Kakyoin. So first off... He lives up, says, I have a stand, I am your enemy, I'm going to kill you. But then he has the massive plan, like, so he knows his stand is long range, like, really long range. Yeah. Especially when we know from later in Jojo, in, like, part 3, that we know it's very long.
Yeah.
He gets right up to Jojo, and, like, mocks him, like, he literally just kept his distance, he could have won. It's terrible plan. I wrote in my notes, not a great plan.
You're extremely right. The whole scene with Jotaro, when he attacks Jotaro and Jotaro falls down the steps, it's like, yes, like, you keep doing this. Like, whatever weird psychic ability you have to just make him hurt.
You got close up to him. You could get your stand into him and probably kill him from the inside. An Emerald Splash, because he can't deflect it if he's inside of him.
I mean, I'm sure he would. I'm sure that Jotaro would be able to pull some shit out.
Another thing with like, you know, making him crazier, it also this gives them stupid strength.
Yeah.
As well, which is... So then the gross eye stab, though.
Okay, so I love So fountain pen, I recently bought one of these pens, and fucking love it.
He loves fountain pens.
Yeah, and I have a similar love that Araki does, where I just like the design is super cool, and I want it everywhere. And like the whole scene, when she stabs the guy,
she's like foaming at the mouth too. It's like
it's like actually scary. And the part when she stabs in the eye, it's so fucking like. I love how quick it happened. To me, it's like one of those very realistic gore scenes where. Like, when someone gets stabbed with something, it just happens, like, really quickly.
And she pulls it out, though, too. You can see, like, the shot.
Even just, like, digging into Jotaro's cheek, it's just, ooh, and then it, like, rips off, too. Ugh. That's, like, this is some really good body horror.
Yeah, but...
Really simple body horror.
So, I'm trying to think what I'm looking at. My note, because I talk about a lot of my notes are just how of a bad plan this is, and Kakyoin just being like menacing with his stupid like marionette.
So yeah, he says, I've attached my stand to the doctor. She's under my control.
There's that weird shot of her. If you see like the leg thing go under her, like wrapped around her leg. But I love the shot of Hairpin Green in her mouth, like the weird like.
Even though he like normally doesn't have a mouth, he has like kind of a smile here. It's really
smirking. Funny. Its face like all blacked out. But yeah, I love and just the kiss, which I love. It's so weird. Like, it's funny how much like her top is like coming off too.
I know, because she just like I don't know. You see like her buttons pop when it's just I don't know. She's like, so sexualized in this.
I feel like this is like the most sexual thing since like peeping on Lisa.
Yeah, probably.
And that makes it creepy when you know that it's his mom, so it's just really uncomfortable. Where this is just like, okay, he's just making out with his school nurse, and then using Star Platinum to rip it out with his teeth.
And she really does look a lot like Lisa to me. I think that Araki kind of has an issue where all the girls that aren't Suzy Q look like Lisa. In early JoJo.
Yeah, especially in part 3, kind of guilty. We have the small child women, school women. I mean, something even like the harem girls all look the same.
Yeah, I think he gets over it a bit into part 4. Where like the girls really start to.
Yukako is very unique, and even the Cinderella lady is unique.
Whose name I'll never remember. I'll never fucking remember her name.
So,
but how great is this? Like. The scene where
so much boobs.
No,
so many boobs.
The scene where Star Platinum like bites the nose of what do you even call it? He bites Hierophant Green's nose and pulls him out, and like the scene, the panel's great because it's Jotaro is doing the same thing as Star Platinum, where he's like clenching his teeth and pulling out. It's great.
So you know how like you feel whatever happens to your stand. So Kakyoin is like feeling like a little like teeth mark like between his eyes or wherever he can bit. So yeah, I love that though. It's really sexual though, the nurse. But
it is. It's like too sexual.
I know that's the word I'm looking for. Too sexual. Which is like weird in JoJo because you like only in like part 2 and 3 the times I think part
there's so
6.
Few women in JoJo.
I think there's like other than like it happens like once or twice in like part 4 and 5 I think, and then like
Trish is like very sexualized.
There's like one thing if it's like of Mr. like you looking at her boobs Fugo, and then in the I guess when Kira's fake wife stuff I think it's had some sexual stuff. And then part 6, I guess, is just part 6. So it's weird.
Yeah, I don't know. It's funny because you really don't see too much of it in JoJo. But
okay,
this is
part
like
7.
One of those...
Part 7 had a big one. But
yeah, part 7 has some.
But it's like one, but it's kind of big.
And it really only feels like scenes like this where our attention is being brought to it. Because when it's not like
the first 7 was had a lot of tension in it though. So it was kind of a big situation.
In a lot of like, especially in this time period, American comics, you see like. All the girl characters are just like very fetishy all the time. Whereas in JoJo, it's like only these certain like these scenes are meant to titillate. You know what I mean? Like, the scene where like her shirt pops open. It's like okay, this, and then he kisses her. Like it's very intentionally erotic.
Which I know part 3 probably will have some more of those.
Especially it's like. The close-up of him biting Hierophant Green, like, also just... this is a very intimate fight.
Star Platinum does have teeth, like, very detailed teeth.
Yeah, I really appreciate how he drew those teeth, actually. They look really good.
So, Jotaro says that Hierophant Green reminds him of a green melon.
Which I thought was really fucking funny. He said, the color and texture.
I'm not sure if you noticed, like there's like a shot of where just Hierophant Green, he has legs in some shots, but there's just a shot of him just being in half.
Yeah, there's
What's
that
always
one
weird?
scene with him with legs, because I remember there's one part in, I think it's the lovers fight, where he grows legs for 3 seconds and then stop and they go away.
But like the games all have him with legs, and
Oh, do they?
I think the games you have Hairpin Green with the legs.
It's super rare to see him in the manga with legs.
When he's like I know when I'm pretty sure in the Dreamcast Heritage of the Future, I think he is the leg one as well. But he's one of those characters that just like he's like a long range one where he can let these control and he goes up in those pieces kind of things.
Yeah, he also, Emerald Splash, like long range.
No one has. I think it's my next note about the Emerald Splash. Emerald Splash starts as a green liquid, which I remember.
So
it's gross looking, like slime.
I have to say, it is literally slime. I think the Emerald Splash is so much cooler here than it ever is. Like later.
Well, because it's a joke after this.
It really is a joke, because how they describe it here, it's like
liquid energy.
Yeah, it's like a fucking wave. It's because in my head, and like they even show like there's actual physical emerald crystals that hit him.
It's not just a projectile that he can shoot at any time. It's just like he gathers the liquid and shoots it out.
It's like a giant like wave. It's not just like pointy rocks.
Not a beam. It goes like it's like a shotgun blast kind of.
Yeah, it's like scat.
Yeah.
It makes it so much more menacing.
So
it looks really cool too.
And when it hits Star Platinum, it like blows his chest open, but Jotaro just gets like coughs up blood. He doesn't like
it gets better.
Which we know in like other JoJo parts, they literally will just explode like from those wounds that the stands get.
It's very inconsistent. Sometimes like a stand will get like really wrecked, and the user will be totally unaffected.
I remember because like in part 5, like Mista get like his like I think it was what's the arc with that. There's one where like most of the Sex Pistols got.
Most of the time, Mista just gets shot.
But there's one where like four of the Sex Pistols or 5 of them get like killed, and he just starts exploding in like.
Yeah, I think it's the Green Day fight.
Yeah,
he just gets. Yeah, he's
that or BIG as well. He does that happens to him.
Okay.
But yeah,
Emerald Splash looks so cool, especially so. I don't think we mentioned this, but we're reading the colored scans.
Yeah,
and
with typos and all.
Yeah, well, that's the fucking Colored Adventure team. They need to fucking get their shit together. But
he's calling you.
Also, thank you so much for adding translations to these color scans. But I mean, like the color choice here is so fucking cool.
It is very beautiful page.
It's such a really good
splash.
metaphor. Yeah, like all the waves in the background are such a good metaphor for how this weird ability works.
Yes, and then so after he knocks him down, he says Hairpin Green likes to hide, and he dislikes open spaces, and he's in an open space, very close range in the window, like an idiot.
Yeah, I'm glad you pointed that out, because that was something that was like, he doesn't like open spaces. Like, well, I got bad news for you.
Like
dude.
I said, not a great plan.
Yeah, I got bad news for you. He's going to be in open spaces for the rest of time.
So...
Also, if he fucks the nurse up, her butt looks really weird in that one shot.
Yeah, because...
She's like a big lumpy butt.
This is a butt. This is a JoJo butt. Everybody has nice big butts in JoJo, male or female. You gotta have a great butt. Or Moody Blues.
Yeah, especially Planet Brazier.
No, Moody Blues.
Yeah, Moody
Blues has the best ass in JoJo.
He does have a huge ass.
Here, I'm gonna make you put a side-by-side shot of Moody Blues' butt and her butt.
No, I'm not doing that.
So yeah, then I had a moment I really liked for Jotaro of basically saying like he's gonna be the judge.
Yes,
I love this moment of him. It's just such a JoJo thing.
And I realized this is where the iconic pose comes from.
The hat one?
No, not the hat one, but the point.
The point.
And it's really funny because it's such a small
he moves it. He does move the hat
such a small panel. Yeah, he moves the hat. But and so sorry, I was showing Sam the weird feet. The Hairpin Green has the coolest fucking legs. So the fucking
we're chicken feet.
Classic. Oh damn it! The classic Jotaro pose where he's pointing, and it's like this tiny little.
It's like Uncle Sam
panel in the square.
It more looks like Uncle Sam than the actual like Jotaro. I hear that one gets better, or like the more iconic one, where it's like later on, and he.
Yeah, probably. But I just thought that was neat that was so early. It's just really funny to me how, if you were to look at this fight and how it's kind of annoying because. Kakyoin just like totally beats him, and then he's like Jotaro just monologues and then wins.
Yeah,
he just monologues and then.
Kakyoin also was an idiot, like I said, because no one has ever deflected the Emerald Splash.
Yeah,
And it's the very first Ora 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 barrage.
Yes, it is. And it's funny, too, because he only does it with one arm. Because he's clutching...
No.
He's fucking crushing his throat.
That's right. He's like trying...
I like that
he's like, no, Kakyoin should have no neck left. For like how tight he's like holding him. And it's like, I love when
it shatters.
Yeah, I love when stands shatter.
I think they did that in the anime too, where they shatter, his face starts to shatter.
Which I don't remember, like I love when that happened. Like, like part 5 had that, where his stands actually would shatter. Which
it's really
love
cool.
that little thing to him.
Yeah, so... Jotaro, just really cool fucking dude. Also, okay, so here, I mentioned in the last episode, the scene where he throws Hierophant Green up in the air, and the entire school gets demolished.
And then destroys like a quarter of the school with the aura barrage.
So he literally...
It's like smoking and like all the windows shatter.
3 entire floors. So it's kind of like a wing, like a side wing of the school. 3 entire floors get utterly demolished. I remember in the anime they added a funny scene where it was the perspective of inside a classroom.
There's probably some kind of like someone probably did the science behind of how much like literal like force had to be caused to do that.
Because that is an incredible... Like, this is the moment where I was like, Star Platinum is like a fucking mini nuke. Like,
I can understand how it can punch a steamroller back.
Yeah, fucking really. Also, the fucking... part with the marionette just being like launched as if it had something to do with his power.
Also, there are people outside the school, like,
but shattered glass rains on students.
I do love just like Jotaro picking up Kakyoin, like, I'm skipping school, peace.
This is so fucking funny to me that he's just like, this is a great chance for me to skip school, like. Yeah, while the school's in ruins, and like I'm sure that the fire department's on their way to
probably
rescue these children from the burning wreckage that Jotaro
is creating. Smoke and dust and broken glasses like everywhere. And those 2 ruffians like ran out of the
I hope they did. I fucking hope. Otherwise, they'd be dead.
So we're back at the house, right? And Holly's singing like "Do the Locomotion."
Hilarious.
So
this is what the scene you mentioned, where Holly has like an intuition that Jotaro is nearby, and he actually is.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure we get a couple of these glimpses, too, when she's on her journey, and they cut back to her, like, with, like, Susie, or, like, I remember they have some moments of that, but they still have her, like, do these kind of things, like, I know he's, like, on his way, or close, or something like that. And, but you also get a moment of Jotaro actually showing that he cares for her, like, actually, the whole, she said, like, oh, I'm pretty sure he's, like, a good boy deep down. He says, are you okay? You should probably, like, take it easy for a little bit.
I love this. So it's not even, you made it sound like he actually cared. He makes it even more, like, neutral. He says, you aren't looking so good today, which already could be interpreted as an insult.
He says, are you okay?
He does say, are you okay? Which is, like...
That is a thing, and then he has to put his facade up again after she gets all, like, lovey, like, that, that lovey kind of... annoying mom kind of thing. Like he put it when she wasn't like herself. That's when he like actually asked her like if she was okay.
So that, and also the part like right before she faints and Jotaro is he in his mind he's imagining being embarrassed, and he's like, wait, why isn't this happening? Like, where's my mommy? No, but I really love this. I love that Jotaro, it really is just like a front that he puts up.
Yeah.
That he really does, deep down, he does care.
And I wrote Sweater Joseph.
Sweater Joseph is so good. And he's got the sweater with the fucking button up under, the huge popped collar.
This costume. And then we see a flesh bud that we somehow didn't see at all.
Yeah, it is fucking huge.
So, I know we're going to talk about the flesh bud now, and between this and Polnareff, but they're the only 2 flesh buds that they show as, I guess, in part 3. Mm-hmm. And we don't know how many villains they fight. I know a lot, like at a certain point they say, oh, a lot of them are being paid to do it, like whole horses, but how many of them could have just had a flesh bud on them?
It's likely.
And then does not carry and like brutally beating them to death.
So the one thing is with the flesh bud, it seems like it kills you after a while. So because they say that there's
he had it on him for years. He said like 2-3 years ago I was in vacation in Egypt and that's how I got my flesh bud.
Wait, when was this said?
That's when Kakyoin like talks to him. Like, I think it's probably the chapter afterwards that.
All right, I'm gonna double check that. I don't remember that.
At one point, he literally said, "I was like on vacation with my family like 2 years ago, and I got the flesh bud."
All right. While I look for that, let's talk about other shit.
So yeah, they get the flashback. Oh no, they're talking about Dio, and he said in the flesh bud, saying that he has like that like communication, like that power of speech kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And
wait, what do you mean? Like the enthrall?
emotive power, yeah. Like
he can like enthrall people.
He's like Hitler, like Shoheim, who was a Nazi, and he was like, a good friend of yours.
It is really funny that Joseph would mention Hitler, like of all people. Like
I was like, your buddy Stroheim was, but yeah. So we get a flashback, and
3 months ago,
3 months.
I was on a trip.
I could have swore it said a year.
No, I was gonna say it cannot be.
He still had that for like a long time though.
It's true, but it was when he because they say that he wouldn't last very long because his whatever, because he failed or whatever.
Okay. So also flashback Dio costume I freaking love, and I wish
shirtless.
No.
Oh no, the flashback.
Him, Abdul's flashback, and like I was want to know, like I don't remember this being like a skin in like any of like the Eyes of Heaven or anything. Just like
it looks really cool. It's very similar to like you've got like the same kind of leg design, but no, it looks really cool.
I love it. It looks like an outfit like a Dragon Ball Z character would wear.
It really does actually.
But yeah, so they had the stair scene though.
Yeah,
which I love seeing.
Which it's really. I also really love the panel of him like shooting the flesh buds out.
Weird Dio powers that will never be done again, which is hair flesh bud barrage.
Yeah.
So I guess he has hair powers entire time in JoJo as well.
Yeah, Love Deluxe.
I guess so. He has 3 stands now.
Infinite stands.
So freaking weird, dude. And so yeah, Star Platinum is super accurate. And can just pull out the flesh bud like it's nothing.
Oh, I thought I was jumping ahead. I was gonna say, like at drawing and reading too.
Yes. And
yeah, no. What's like the justification here that he just does it quick? Is that what they say?
He's precise and fast. That before this flesh bud can react of it being like being removed, it's not gonna kill him. Even though it's like in his brain. I'm like,
yeah.
So the Joseph,
it's like deep in his brain too.
Because like Joseph does the Haman to fry it.
Yes, he does.
And I'm like. So if you try to do the Haman on the flesh bud there, like, would it...
Huh, I didn't even think about that.
Because, like, literally the reason to learn Haman was to kill vampires.
Yeah.
And this is, like, literally a part of Dio's flesh.
Maybe he would just be afraid that it wouldn't...
Also...
He wouldn't be able to do it fast enough.
More vampire powers, just putting your meat, like on someone, and it would just, like, be a flesh bud to go in their brain. I don't know how Dio, like, learned to do that.
Abdul literally refers to it as that bit of meat. Like, he calls it meat, which is so funny to me.
So Dio, like, literally learned that he could just shoot, like, his hair out in the flesh bud. Because I'm going to assume that's the only way of him being able to put flesh buds on people. To shoot his hair.
Out of hair, yeah.
This is the comprehensive list of vampire powers is...
So I think,
crazy.
To go back on why wouldn't Joseph do Haman? We see that when Jotaro touches him, it instantly starts to, like, bury it like a tendril into his skin and, like, go to his brains.
But
so maybe
Joseph also has, like, a robotic arm that they probably couldn't pierce.
I'm sure that it would. I'm sure it would be able to.
And Haman training, I'm pretty sure could just, like, he could get Haman throughout his body.
Can he make the Haman go through the hand?
Jim, Haman could do anything it wants to do.
It can, but it can't.
It's fun to... And the hand's probably... And plus, I'm pretty sure he can put the vines as the extension of... Because the vines are basically the extension of the Haman. Unless he didn't think about that when he did that only just to be a camera puncher.
It is Joseph. Like, he can be stupid sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't talk about him fucking punching the camera. Like,
everybody knows he's about him punching the camera.
Like, are you serious? You haven't realized how to use your power in any other way that isn't punching expensive cameras?
They didn't have the cheap disposable cameras by then that they used to have from vending machines back in the day.
Oh, I also looked it up. So he says the only way for him to do his spirit photography or whatever they call it is by punching a Polaroid camera, and he says that it's a bunch of yen, and I looked it up.
30,000 yen.
It would be about $270 currently. No, that would be
in US
in $1988. So
currently it's $277.88.
What is
30,000 Japanese yen? Currently.
Yeah, that's. I mean, like. So
I know what you mean.
In the manga, he says in '88 he says 30,000. So at the time, if
these were fan translation, it would have been like in American money. Now then, it would have been this much.
I was trying to find like the inflation calculator. Let's do it right now. Let's just waste everyone's time.
Go for it. If you want to do the 1987 or did we look up the date ever?
We did. I said it was 1988.
Okay. I want to make sure we. We did a subway.
All right, so we want to look at $277 as if in 1980. Great podcast. Like we both went to do.
I like it. I like you use like inflation calculator.
Okay, so this says in modern day money it would cost $600.
But Joseph's also rich.
He's extremely rich.
Isn't he like a real estate like
mogul? He's literally a real estate mogul. Which also the reason why Suzy Q didn't come to Japan was because he said it was for business, which I thought was funny.
Japanese business. But yeah.
So yeah, what else can we say?
I think he gets it out. The veins go through him, so you kind of see the creepy tendril inside Jotaro. But Dark Platinum's too good.
Okay, one scene I really loved is Kakyoin waking up and like being like, "Hey, I'll help," and then he's like, "Why did you risk your life to save me?" And then Jotaro looks away in his stoic way, and he's like, "I don't really have an answer for that." And then Kakyoin starts to cry. It's so moving. He wants to. And then the mom is like, "I see right through you, Jotaro." I love Holly.
Yeah, but yeah, it's something I didn't think we see so much of is the back of Jotaro's hat, because it's always like, what is it? What is that damn hat? But you see so much. In the first
few chapters, his hair is like destroying the hat in every way. And it gets a little more.
But this one looks like it actually it's just the hat like on the back and not like morphing into his hat.
Yeah, like his hair is combed up into it.
Yeah,
like how they did in the movie, the shitty live action movie.
That was weird. So yeah. So overall, what do you think of this arc?
We have one more.
Did we do? Are we doing the power?
Yeah, because
I thought we were saving that because that's like the start of the journey.
It is.
I think we should save that one for because we need a main chapter for Tower of Grey because Tower of Grey is literally like one chapter.
Yeah, I guess so. Okay, we'll save it. All right. So yeah, Kakyoin.
So what'd you think?
I thought it was good. I definitely don't think it was as good as the first chapter. I do have some issues with how like it just isn't what Kakyoin's powers are. Like, except Emerald Splash, which is the one thing that, like, thank God that one thing translated and they didn't just forget that too.
It's Emerald Splash and it can, like, go into, like, tight spaces kind of thing.
But also seemingly completely control people.
Kind of.
I don't know. To me, it feels like, for me, the worst times of JoJo is when Araki is just doing something to be, like, weird or shocking and there isn't. It's a very surface level sort of thing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas it felt like Araki just he had like a really fun idea for like, oh, what if a guy could like hurt you through painting? But then just didn't really develop the idea. It was just like a scene that he had thought of.
Or like, I want to do like a Exorcist, like, or you know, cause a lot of these are horror movies, like, like Exorcist kind of possession kind of thing, and
another thing that's just like he wasn't really super thought through. Like it's just kind of like an impression of an idea rather than like a fleshed out one.
And especially in the next chapter, he wants to go on the journey with them.
Yeah,
it's just like he needs to have a person that he can use these powers with, which kind of we'll see it evolve as we go on. I'm excited to like try to really see how much it changes like this.
It's also crazy to me. So we mentioned last episode how much Jotaro's design changed from just chapter 1 to 3.
Yeah.
Kakyoin has like the same thing. Like if you look at this is chapter 7 I'm looking at right now. So like his design is like completely, almost not completely. His earrings are still a little weird.
Yeah.
But his hair, the way his face looks. But just jumping back to chapter 4, it's like he just looks really fucking weird. He looks like a different character.
There were even some Avdol faces that look like more or less so like the Avdol like that a lot of people know, like that like the faces like the later part of part 3.
Yeah, I think one of the biggest things where his eyes are drawn really small initially, and like Avdol later on gets like larger eyes.
But
so yeah, it's so interesting to be there and like go through JoJo step by step and see how the characters just change so much. It's cool.
We're gonna get the Polnareff scene, which is gonna be interesting to see.
Polnareff land.
Yes.
Oh wait, that's later.
That's later. So we'll see. So overall, I think it's a very mixed chapter. I like the fight a lot, but it just makes Kakyoin look like an idiot with his plan.
Yes, it's super memorable. It's super memorable, but not in like the right ways. Yes. I
think the Jotaro moments are super good at the end of it, but yeah, Kakyoin being an idiot though.
Jotaro destroying half the school is really funny to me. seeing Star Platinum just be really strong is cool.
Destroy his school. So
what I've always wanted to do.
And the weird sexual stuff that was like odd.
Yeah, I don't really feel like strongly about it in either way. Like I don't think it's good, and I don't think it's bad. Like it's just like it feels
whatever.
weird, and it doesn't make me think of JoJo. Like it's not, to me. It doesn't feel like peak JoJo.
Yeah.
The Dio stuff's really cool though.
Yeah, I love that flashback Dio. Probably one of my favorite Dio costumes.
It's really cool to see Dio because I think he kind of gets lost in the sauce a little bit.
He does. He only pops up like very like so often.
Yeah, and it's good to have him have such a presence early on because it just makes him feel like the threat. Because he wasn't around for
part 2.
How much? Like part 2 is like 70 chapters.
Yeah, he showed up. Yeah, I think.
So yeah, it's like imagine Dio not being a thing for, like, that would be what, a little over a year, I guess.
Yeah.
Of publication.
Yeah, probably around a year.
Yeah, Dio's not around for a year, and then he's back suddenly. It's like, ooh.
But anything else you want to talk about the chapter?
I did have one observation that I wanted to mention before, is that Araki seems to be, maybe this happens more in later part 2, I just haven't gotten to it, but Araki seems to be getting more into drawing backgrounds during combat scenes. Because in part 1 and early part 2, I remember like he did the thing where a lot of the times the background would always just be like a color, well, not a color, but it would just be like lines or just nothing in particular. Like right now I'm just going through the Kakyoin like possession part, and a lot of the scenes there's no background.
It's like a whoosh kind of like streaks of color going by.
But if you read JoJo now, if you read like
everything's
part 8,
a background.
Yeah, it's really rare to just see a scene that doesn't have some sort of background element into it.
And then again, yeah, these are like the colored ones too. So like it was probably either just black or gray, like
as you said, like
kind of thing,
kind of like a whooshy.
Yeah, it's like a streak.
Yeah, some sort of lines, or like you can see like certain scenes. It's the lines are focusing towards a certain point, be it a character or like the character's line of sight. But yeah, I'm starting to see more of that in here, where less in this fight and more in the previous one.
I'm wondering, like, once we have to get to traveling, and he wants to, like, show off like these locations, that maybe he'll start drawing it more and more. Yeah,
and I think even by part 5, like that was a big part of part 5, and we see that a lot more, like the backgrounds being implemented into the fight scenes. Yeah, it's just like a little thing that kind of I got like really into in part 1. I was like, it's really weird how backgrounds just disappear, and it just becomes like, it's almost as if like everything gets black and there's just spotlights on the characters as they're fighting. You know what I mean? Like it becomes a play or something.
Yeah, but now we're gonna be getting on to the plane fight in our next episode.
Hilarious. Tower of Grey.
Yes, or Superfly.
Superfly.
Superfly and Tower of Grey are just the opposite stands at names.
I know, isn't that so funny? Like a gray tower.
So stupid. So yeah, anything else? Any other notes?
No.
Because we probably talked about this for like 40 minutes, so I guess...
I thought this was going to be a lot quicker. I guess we're just going to fucking do this for every episode and have like super long discussions. I mean, I'm fine with it.
Yeah, I mean, especially with these early stuff where we know about these characters for so much, but seeing them early on, seeing how much they change is always like interesting.
Yasu.
So when we actually get into more just like villain of the week like parts, or that's probably when it might go quicker. So
yeah, and for me, I really like to try and look deeper into the characters, because for me the biggest issue with JoJo is that it can just kind of, at least in my head, can just feel like, okay, this is a fight with this character, and not really thinking about motives, or like Kakyoin is a character I'm really interested in following closer this time, because he does kind of just feel like kind of tagged along initially. It's
Polnareff gets a lot more of those fights that basically are for him.
He has like a very specific motivation, whereas Kakyoin is more of like, he's got sort of a revenge thing for like being controlled, but
also doing it for the mom.
Yeah.
Do it for that MILF.
She's adorable. Everyone loves fucking Holly. She's great.
I mean, Kakyoin definitely loves the fucking up.
Yeah, alright. I guess we can end it here. Do you want to do the pluggers?
Yeah.
You're so good at plugging me.
Thank Okay. Thank you very much for listening. Please like, comment, subscribe. I think I said the question earlier.
Did we say?
I think I said one. If you want to put another one out there, go for it.
What was the question?
I forget. I'm pretty sure I did one.
All right.
I think I had one earlier, but you can do a gym question. Go for it.
Here's my question that you should comment. It's also the question that proves that you've been listening this far into the podcast. What color would you make the Emerald Splash if you could shoot?
How would you deflect the Emerald Splash?
Okay, the better question. How would you deflect the Emerald Splash?
But thank you much. Please, if you would be cool if you want to check out we have our Part 8 discussion podcast. We have a Part 5 anime. We have other stuff like Hunter x Hunter discussions, and who knows what else is going to come out. But thank you. We have links to Twitter for updates for like when videos actually drop. If you like don't want to refresh your podcast app nonstop.
Yeah.
And yeah, these are stop giving me freaking prequel memes. Damn it, I'm trying to do plugs.
So I'm showing Sam a picture of Palpatine and Anakin, and Palpatine saying, "He is so strong and big. He become more and more strong and big."
Are these Chinese subtitles?
Probably. It just made me think of Star Platinum in this chapter, where he's so huge and just destroyed the school.
Thank you for distracting me a plug that lost my place.
You said the comment.
Yeah.
Comment and subscribe.
Yeah, I said all that crap. And this follow us wherever you podcast area where you're at.
Except not for this. This is only going on YouTube.
Yeah, our party catches up on all those things. So,
hell yeah.
So yeah, anything else? Anything else you wanna plug in there before we end it?
No, I don't have any other plugs. I wanna get out of here.
I mean, you want me to get out of here?
Make me leave this podcast dimension you put me in.
All right, then. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Bye.